Another session of the ridiculous Ruminations. I'm Dave the DM.
I'm the world famous Lemmy, also known as Adam.
And I'm almost famous. Before we get started, though, we actually do have a sponsor. So want to actually do this here real quick. So, when life is hard and you need a stiff one, stick your hand out and reach for the Goblin Cock whiskey. They do come in a wooden bottle. Goes down salty but smooth. Everybody needs a little Goblin Cock in you. This product, by the way, is not available in stores. Total bullshit, but it was funny. So,
There's that.
and as far as announcements, I really don't have any unless you got anything.
I got shit, dude.
Yeah.
I'm here today. I'm kind of bouncing back from my second COVID shot, so.
Well, I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, much better than the first one. And Phoebe, our barbarian, is being barbaric.
Oh, well, barbarian gonna do what a barbarian gonna do.
Gonna do it.
So, well then let's get to it. And this also will be available hopefully tomorrow on YouTube.
Yep.
Under Ridiculous Ruminations. And we're landscape mode for the first time.
Yes, finally. Thank God. We don't have to be on each other.
Although we did like that, though.
Not
Fun.
bad.
It is a thing. So, no judgment. No.
None whatsoever.
So let's get to it. So, you guys again seem to pack a whole lot of stuff into a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
So when we had left off, Lemmy had been chased by a pack of elvish ruffians back into the bar where everybody else happened to be holed up.
Yeah.
The Night Rangers went out, and basically when the thugs saw those Night Rangers, they went the other direction. They wanted no real part of that. But that kind of, it seemed to kind of kick off the gears with everybody stored to, who knows? Nobody knew you, right? Why would anybody want to, bump you off? It had to be tied into Galvaron somehow. And the questions that you were, asking. Right?
I thought I was asking quietly, but apparently not.
Well,
Elves in their pointy ears.
They do have good hearing. Yeah, it's actually in the book that they have. It says it just like that. Elves have good hearing.
Yep.
You can find it. If you can't find it in your player's manual, send it to me. I will show you where it's at by writing it in.
Yeah.
It's just a service that we offer completely free to the home user.
Yeah.
As long as you pay for shipping both directions.
I was about to say shipping and handling.
Otherwise, I get another player's manual.
There you go.
But anyway, so you guys went and investigated that tavern, which had a neat surprise for you guys.
Yeah, and I mean, it had only been like 5 or 10 minutes. Like, wasn't long at all, but we get
Closer
back
to a
there.
half hour.
Yeah, regardless. We get back there and the place is empty. Nothing is there. Almost like nothing had ever been there. Except for the bar, which was still there.
And the tables and chairs
And tables and chairs.
But you guys did notice, one of you, I can't remember which one, did notice that for a place that would likely have been empty, no dust, no, cobwebs, nothing to show this had been unused for a while.
Yeah. No, you could definitely see that people had been there recently. And we ended up finding markings on the floor which showed how the bar moved and there was a trapdoor that went downstairs. Which ended up being exciting because me and Drew go down the stairs and next thing we know, we're getting stabbed. Or stabbed at.
Stabbed at.
Yeah.
The guy was a little stabby.
He was a little stabby.
But he wasn't on your caliber at all. I mean, he wasn't even close.
No. And Drew, out of nowhere, was able to grapple him. Right?
Drew got lucky.
He did. He got really lucky. And then we kind of tried to talk him down.
Yep.
And tried to get him to name his source, which he wouldn't do. So then I got tired of it.
And that was some unlucky rolls.
That was some unlucky rolls. So I got tired of it and tried to end him. And he got away from me.
Yeah.
And he ran up the steps and right into Alexandra's blade, which she pushed through to the hilt.
All the way through.
I still
the way
like
through.
bull.
Yep.
That is our Alexandra talking in the
Yep.
background. If you hear that, and she is strong like a bull.
Yes.
Um,
And spooky as shit.
and that boy went down like a sack of potatoes, right on the steps. Just
Sure did.
So, and this was something that you guys just don't seem to do very often. Alexandra looted a body,
Yes, she did.
which you guys tend to just drop bodies and walk away.
Sometimes.
You guys tend to drop bodies and walk away.
I mean, I feel like Lemmy loots a lot of things, but sometimes he gets caught up and forgets.
That happens.
It
If
does.
there's a dead body and there's time, I will loot it.
Alexandra will loot it.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
and good for her. I
I
mean,
mean, I loot my friends.
I am practical.
you do. And well, you actually do reverse looting. You actually
Sometimes
plant stuff
yeah,
on people.
I will just change who has what.
So one of the best gags
Yep.
that we did, right, was Lemmy took Wolfie's coin purse,
Yep.
emptied it out,
Yep. Sure did.
filled it with manure,
Yep,
and then
sure
put a
did.
layer of coins back on top,
Sure did.
and then replanted that.
Yep.
Um,
And then took those coins and planted them on Druk.
and then planted, yes, the remainder on Druk. So Druk didn't know how he got a bunch of extra coins.
Nope.
Nobody understood where, oh, well, you getting a salute over there.
I am.
So you guys know most of our group is actually here waiting for our actual session to start, but enjoying everything that's going on in this ridiculous stuff that we have that we
Yes.
do. For some god awful reason, you guys are wanting to watch it too, but we do appreciate it. So after the body got looted, right?
Yeah.
You guys found an empty cellar,
Basically.
um,
And we find a door leading out of the cellar.
which they have.
Yeah. And it led right into an alleyway where, by the grace of God, Sunchaser was able to pick up the track.
And now, when you say the grace of God, do you mean the dice gods?
Yes, the dice gods.
The dice gods.
Yes.
We're on a mission
Um,
from Gad.
We're on the mission from God.
Yeah.
Hey, I got survival skills.
Hey,
We're getting the band back together.
we are. Got a half pack of cigarettes, half a tank of gas. Chicago's 200 miles away. Let's go.
But anyway, and Sunchaser really had some problems with it at first because it's
Yeah.
not the kind of area she's used to tracking in. But, after a few minutes, she was able to actually kind of just put herself in the head because stone is
Yeah.
stone, whether it's marble streets or stone out in the wilderness, and muddy tracks are
Yep.
muddy tracks. So,
Yeah, and then the Night Rangers were helpful enough to follow us. Fucking assholes. And we finally tracked down where the tracks are going to, only to be told we can't take another step further, or we would end up on their swords
and bows and arrows.
and bows and arrows. They're kind of dicks like that.
Well, elves are kind of dicks in general.
Pretty much are.
Have you ever met one that wasn't?
Galvaron is not a dick.
Galvaron is not a dick.
He's a reformed dick. He's got some dickish in him.
Giggity.
No, he's definitely
Not
got.
Goblin
He's,
Cop.
he's definitely got a lot of dick in him.
Doesn't everyone have a little bit?
But
of them?
Ooh, from Sunchaser.
I mean, hey, Lemmy doesn't care.
Hey, when you're in a whorehouse in the middle of a city that you're not familiar with, sometimes you partake of one or three.
Yeah, just don't try to find a whorehouse in a half-dead city. That was weird.
Oh, that was, yeah.
That was awkward. I didn't think about it until afterwards.
I'm actually really glad you guys didn't find one.
Yeah, me too.
It's,
That'd have been real weird.
it's, Port Sithis.
Yeah, Port Syphilis, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, it could have been at that point.
Could have been.
Could've been.
Yeah.
They had to die somehow.
I mean,
Not have partaken in that one.
No, I mean, and we had a few gross laughs at it. But
yeah, it was funny.
It was, but, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And we might not have gotten to the part in the story where this has happened yet, but at what point did you guys, or did Lemmy kind of realize, well, the rest of the group, that this thing has gotten a little bit bigger?
I mean, I feel like the second that the prosecution asshole dude came out and was just
Kellers.
throwing fire at Galvaron,
The first time?
the first time,
Oh.
that was what tipped me off, because there was no impartiality, which you would typically find with fucking elves, and it was all fire and brimstone, and he wanted to kill him right on the spot.
He did.
That to me was that that sounded of somebody that was trying to get something done fast so it could be put under the rug and they could enact their plan.
Kind of like the princess doth protest too much.
Exactly.
Could be. But once you guys were stopped dead cold outside of this gentleman's estate,
Right.
Right.
And that just solidified the view to Lemmy that this dude has something to do with it.
right?
If not, he at least has something to do with me almost getting murdered, which pisses me off.
Would kind of piss anybody off.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Lemmy will exact a pound of flesh when he feels he needs to.
Oh, and he will.
One way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, now, after you guys got stopped cold there,
Yep.
and you were told the only way you were getting on there is if the owner was giving you
Allowed us.
permission, right?
Which Lemmy didn't like.
So back to the Palace of the Stars,
Yep.
you guys all went to,
Yep.
right? So, where you ran into Kelrus yet again.
Yeah, and he was just as much of an asshole, if not more so. Definitely didn't want us near his property. Definitely still wants to kill Galvatron. Definitely does not like me.
Well, honestly, he doesn't like anybody who's
he
not an
doesn't.
elf.
No, he doesn't. He's racist. Whatever.
Again,
Elf.
most elves are. You kind of get like that when you live for 400, 500 years and,
Or more.
just kind of sequester yourself in your own little forest. And,
Yeah. They're annoying. Can't wait to get out of this place.
Trespassers in Elven Forest typically meet arrows before they meet elves.
That's true.
Just drop the bodies and don't worry about it. That you guys have actually made it into the City of Sylvanos, which by itself is an accomplishment.
Right, and we only had to deal with a red hag and a fucking lake troll and Lorelei and now these assholes.
Don't forget the energy web trap. The
Energy
drains your
web
soul.
trap. Yep, that was cool. That
Yep.
was cool.
But you guys survived all that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You guys
I had
have
no
really-
doubt we were going to survive that.
Maybe a little doubt.
I mean, I don't think I've gotten hit since I've been here, which creeps me out more.
Creeps you out more than Alexandra, bless you. Doing her spooky shit.
No, the spooky shit and Lemmy just don't get along well, and he's always going to call it spooky when it's spooky. Yeah. But no, I mean, for Lemmy to have been in all these battles and not gotten a scratch on him is kind of like tripping me out a little.
It really is. I mean, but it's kind of it's a little different tempo than what you guys are used to, which is good because it keeps you guys, kind of focused on what you're doing, a little bit on your game there.
Yeah.
So then, when you guys made it back to the Palace of the Stars, and he was about to arrest Galvaron again,
I know.
when Fadov she's almost like a public defender, but better.
Yeah.
Shows up and at least kind of de-escalates the situation enough where Galvaron and Druk got to go look at the journal.
Yeah.
Where Galvaron at least was able to not prove it, but with no doubt in his mind, it's a forgery.
Right. And it's not that the handwriting's different, it's that the verbiage is different.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, if you grow up with somebody, you know how they write, you know the style they talk, their linguistics, and he is not seeing that in this.
Right, which kind of, and it makes sense, because when you're not talking about an official document or a formal document, people tend to write in the style that they speak, right? And he was able to determine it just didn't match.
No.
It was just enough off where his elven brain was able to put two and two together.
But unfortunately, at the same time, he's kind of at the point where he just wants to cut his losses and run.
At first, and we'll get to that,
Yeah.
here, because after that, you guys, and this has also amazed me, right? Because his estate's been tossed,
Yep.
for lack of a better term, right? None of you guys have cleaned anything up. Everything's just still shit piles all over the place.
It's not my house.
I understand. There's no servants there. They're all off for forever.
Yeah.
So,
Because their permanent vacation date.
most likely, yeah, because the town itself is almost a ghost town. I mean, there's a few shops left, a few taverns, not very much.
Well, one tavern now, because the other one fucking ran away.
Well, there are other taverns,
I
but in
know.
the nicer quarter, these were really the only two that were known to have ever been open. So now down to one in that area. So, does Lemmy feel a little out of place in the nicer section of town, or do you think he's kind of used to it the way he grew up and can slide back into that?
So he grew up in that lifestyle, but it just looks different. For him, it was about architecture and structure and, famous people designing things. And here it's more like, hey, look, I made a treehouse. Look at it, how beautiful it is.
Well, it's not really a treehouse.
I made a tree mansion.
But I
made frosted windows.
But again, elves tend to, blend nature and elven-made things together. It's a nature society.
Lemmy told Megatron that he wasn't impressed with it.
He did. Whose do you think is bigger?
Oh, Lemmy's is definitely bigger.
Lemmy's is bigger than Galveron's?
Yes.
But Galveron's is probably nicer.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your definition.
It's been around longer.
It has been.
Probably hasn't seen as much use, though.
Probably not.
Oh, so it's it's one of those things. There's a little plus and minus in several different categories, and we're not judging.
No.
Everyone has a place.
Yes.
So that we're still talking about mansions.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
As long as we're still talking about mansions.
As long as you know how to keep it and use it.
I would not insert a penis joke here.
No, that would not be my style either.
Who am I kidding? Of course I fucking put a dick joke in. But anyway, so after, with the determination, right, you guys do return to the Galveron's family manor.
Yep.
Right? Were you guys really kind of trying to figure out what to do next?
Well, and that's when Lemmy came up with an idea that actually fucking worked for once.
Not quite yet.
Well,
he
still.
did coming up here soon,
Yeah.
right? So, again, one of the more interesting aspects when the Lord Commander Elkian shows up, right? And basically gives Galveron an out.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I'll just disaccommodate you, call you a dark elf, brand your family, seize your stuff.
That'll be that.
Go on, because at this point, Sylvanos is pretty much, like I said, it's a ghost town. It's got less than 10% of its population left in town, right?
Right, and Megatron fully, basically agrees to that proposition instantly.
Well, so did Galveron at first.
That's what I said, Megatron.
Oh, you did say Megatron. So, he really did.
Yeah. But I told him, hold up, let me do my thing.
And I think this is where I was thinking you guys were getting a little bit more suspicious of a larger picture. Because I don't remember who actually asked it, but one of you guys asked Galveron, if this all happens, right? Okay,
Yeah.
It was Alexandra. Then who actually
Gets your shit.
disposes of this and gets... which Kelrus is the one that would be the logical person to decide what happens.
Douchebag gonna douchebag.
So I was like, well,
Yeah.
if it wasn't him,
And that's when Lemmy's like, well, fuck it.
yeah.
I'm gonna go see what Kelrus is hiding.
Yes. This is where Lemmy comes up with another one of his plans.
His plans are brilliant. His dice rolls aren't.
You
It
know,
was a good plan.
it really was a good plan. I like the fact that you guys come up with... A couple of things happen when you guys plan. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. You come up with a plan. You discard that plan. You come up with another plan. You figure that's the one you're going to run with. Then you guys start executing it, and you throw that fucking thing away anyway. And wing it.
What cracks me the fuck up, like to the 10th degree, is that I came up with the sign for everybody to come over, and then I accidentally gave the sign, and everybody came over, and I wasn't ready for it.
You did. You're jumping.
I know I am,
this
but
is the
it
tease.
cracked me up.
This is the tease, right? It really was. It was a great moment. It was one of my more favorite moments of the session. But, so what was Lemmy's plan?
Lemmy was going to take Foot Fetish and Alexandra. Originally, it was just going to be the three of us. And then I was like, no, we need to have Druk, and we need to have Sunchaser, we need some muscle.
So I'm saying, every time you guys put
Yep.
you kept adding to it. Okay, we need this person. Okay, now we need this person.
The only
Okay.
person we knew we couldn't take was Megatron, because then the Night Rangers would be on his ass.
And Renkeg.
And Renkeg, because Wolfie's not allowed to do bad things anymore.
Well, questionable things, and usually your plans involve things that are questionable at best.
Rogue's gonna rogue, dude.
A rogue is gonna rogue.
So yeah, I had this brilliant plan that we were gonna scout everything out and break into this fortified hedge treehouse thing. And yeah, me and Foot Fetish got up onto the hedge. Then we were able to sneak in, and Alexandra's shadow was with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, and this is where I think Lemmy keeps kind of forgetting, right? She can hear and see what's going on.
She just can't
talk.
Right.
So either you try to engage it in conversation, or you just give it hand signals when you can just talk to it.
I know.
And it's great. I laugh my ass off every time you do it. And sometimes you forget you do both at this, you know. And this is where Alexandra's shadow really comes into a lot of play, and it was really quite beneficial because it can scout in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Now she can't see in the dark.
Nope.
Right?
She can be a shadow.
But in the low light that's there, she can go and look like any other shadow.
Yep.
Right? And she found a way for you guys to get in.
She did.
Another long, dark hallway.
With doors.
With doors. Your favorite kind.
Yep.
Kind of, really. The hallway has to have doors, otherwise it's not really
just weird.
It's just a tunnel at that point if it's not.
Pretty much.
So, now this also leads into another one of my personal favorite parts, right? So, you guys get into the first room, right? And you do your traps thing, right? Your lockpick thing, you get in. You don't find a whole lot, right? But then the second door.
Mm-hmm.
Lemmy, and this is where the dice gods are fickle. Lemmy is not exactly sure there's no trap on there.
Nope.
Whereas second row can help out.
Yep.
And Atos comes over and is able to look at it and gets about the same roll.
Yep.
So, also pretty confident that neither one of you actually know whether there's a trap on the door.
Nope.
But there was an ingenious way to get it solved out, because you then told him to go first. He's like, you're leading this, you go first.
Yeah, that's whenever you do boulder, parchment, shears.
Yes, and that was great, because I can, there's two rogues in the middle of somebody else's house.
Yep.
Trying to be as quiet as they can with a spooky shadow behind them.
And he threw fucking boulder.
You got fisted.
I did.
You did. But it wasn't trapped.
It wasn't.
And you
Thank
were,
God.
But Lemmy... Right, so the way I interpret Lemmy, right, when I'm DMing and I see you doing things, and this really is a credit to the way you play the character, Lemmy has some PTSD.
Oh, yes.
Because you can't see in the dark,
nope.
Right? But Atos can.
Yep.
Right? There's a nice rug in there, there's a chest in there.
Stab it.
Stab it.
Stab it.
You wouldn't even come in the room till it got stabbed.
Nope.
So...
Dude, I got eaten by two fucking... a rug of smothering and a mimic within 10 seconds.
You really did get eaten by two pieces of furniture.
Yes. So stab it, and then I'll come in.
And it was amazing.
It was fucking terrifying.
The desk could have been a mimic, too.
I told him to stab everything.
You did. He went in and stabby everything.
Yeah.
And again, not too much. Third room. More of a storage room, although you did find a trap on that door, which you were able to, get past.
Yep.
You found a very interesting box, which you found out about later. But, Lemmy's just, ooh, that looks neat.
Yeah, take that.
That's gone.
Yep.
Belongs to Lemmy now.
I don't remember what it is, so.
Oh, go! We have a double reveal.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Oh my God! And this was.
I remember the coin.
Yeah, that's what was in that.
Oh, that's okay. That's what it was.
So, and thanks again, Wes, for giving me some inspiration on that.
Yeah, thanks. That'd be great.
Funny thing.
I'll never use
it.
Right.
Right. So, then the final door.
Now,
this was great.
Had I already accidentally called everybody in at that point?
Yes.
No.
No?
After you figured out that this door has two traps on it.
Oh.
And they're nasty, nasty traps.
Yes, they were.
And then Lemmy's kind of figuring, right, that there's something important. Nobody puts two traps on a door for something mundane, right?
Exactly.
This is going to be something that he really wants to make sure nobody goes in.
Right.
That's right. That's when you started making the motions to...
Yes.
Didn't bother just to say something. You made all the kinds of motions.
Yeah, and I accidentally called everybody in.
Yep, and that's when the rest of the team... Oh, I think he needs us. Which, again, was great. And luck was on your side again.
Yeah,
right?
no, we lucked out. how a barbarian and a fucking bard can be as silent as they were was impressive.
Well,
No, the bard had a hard time. He almost got caught.
on the way out.
He almost did.
I was super
So-
stealthy barbarian.
Yes, you were super stealthy.
For you, yes. Yeah, the one that was jingling was Alexandra. Because she has chain armor. No, Sunchaser was actually super stealthy. Gotta kind of put it in perspective. Yes, there's house guards.
Yep.
They have been pretty much in a sleepy, cushy, nothing job for the last year because there's nobody coming into this place.
Yeah.
Just people leaving.
And it's us.
So they're not really expecting crap. This is
Nope.
another boring night, like the last year of boring nights has been, right?
Yep.
So that makes the, in game terms, that made the DC pretty easy for you guys to pass, unless somebody rolled a 1.
We also found a cloak that matched the assassin.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
So, once now this trap,
Mm.
and I created a fantastic trap.
Monstrosity.
The door handle itself was trapped with.
Yep.
I'm not going to tell you what because I want to use it again later on. But it was a double vial trap that did something to the door handle.
Yep.
And then the floor itself would smash you into this giant heavy door,
Yep.
or the door frames just squeeze you while you're held in place.
And luckily, rogues were able to get it undone.
You were. Mostly. I mean,
Yeah,
step on it, it starts vibrating a little bit.
Get off real quick.
Yeah, go through quick. And you found a office,
We did.
plush, definitely of somebody of status, which you would definitely expect in,
Right.
somebody that's actually this high up in the court.
We
But
found a notebook.
you found a couple of journals.
Yes.
Not the same journal, but ones in the same series that were from Galveron's father.
Yep.
Which, again, I think let a little more into your suspicions, right?
Yeah.
So why would this guy have these?
Because he's trying to match his handwriting and style.
Oh, and in that went. Now, Alexandra then also found a cloak, which, when she started thinking about it, it was very, very similar to the one that the assassin had. Right?
Yep.
And I think before you guys had left, you were examining the coin purse that she took off the assassin.
We were.
And found out that it was way, way nicer quality than
Way
just
nicer.
a simple cutthroat
Yeah.
should be having. Right?
Most definitely.
And it was filled with money.
And it was.
So somebody had just got paid.
They did.
So
The return on investment was not good on their end.
nope, not really.
Nope.
Still nothing that's a smoking gun, but a lot of circumstantial evidence that says something is not kosher in Sylvanos.
Yes.
So, which makes sense because they're all elves. So
Yeah.
nothing's
And
really
everything's
kosher.
kind of shitty there. So
But I mean, they don't have kosher things there because
no.
they're elves.
yeah,
Yeah. So
they're
Um,
vegan.
most of them, yeah. So, you think they have that impossible meat there?
They're bougie enough.
Some of them, yeah. So anyway, that's when you guys made your massive exit,
Yes, we did.
which, again,
Went off in typical ridiculous Six fashion.
exactly.
We sure did. Sure
Everybody
did.
was able to hop over except Drook.
Yeah, Druk was fun with that.
Got about halfway up, fell on his ass, and yelled out because
Sure did.
Ah! Oh!
Which made Lemmy come back, because Lemmy's not going to leave Druk.
Well, he's your little spooning buddy.
He is.
So, but he waved you guys off.
Yeah.
Granted, he's got the ability to turn invisible.
Yeah.
And
he did.
And again, this is more typical ridiculous and six stuff that you guys do. And then his plan and thought process actually was pretty good.
It wasn't bad.
All right, he's going to hide in a tree and see what other kind of information he can get until he realizes they're all speaking in Sylvanesti,
Yep.
which he doesn't speak at all.
Nope.
So just a big shit from your bard.
Yep.
But you guys did eventually make it back unscathed with some sort of evidence.
Some kind of evidence.
And this is where Galveron had a little bit of a change of heart. Like, maybe I shouldn't give this up quite as fast.
Right.
Maybe I can get an extension from the Lord Commander, Elkian.
Yep.
right? Because he seems to be on your guys' side,
He does.
at least sympathetic.
At the very least.
And again, because Galveron's father and Lord Elkion actually knew each other on a personal level,
Yeah.
right? They interacted with each other a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that he looks out after his fallen friend's son somewhere,
Yeah.
right? Again, why stick around? This is, you don't even need to be here. You actually have a life outside of this. Why come back?
Right.
Right?
And I get it. I do. I get it. Like, if I were to go back to Philanthus and everybody was like, you don't need to be here, I'd probably be like, okay, bye.
You remember all the reasons you left in
I
Philanthus?
remember all the reasons I left.
Now, Galveron actually left on a mission,
Yeah.
right? To try to help. He actually left on a mission, and things have gotten a lot worse in the months he's been gone. So it kind of all fit, and even Elkion wasn't sure he was going to, Varus, or not Varus, the Night Ranger captain, Viramar, was quite as diligent as he was, right? So, and then you found out that you actually, and this is funny as hell, and one of the reasons, as a DM, you try to do things for your players. You know how players are going to react. I know Sunchaser's going to be Mama Bear, right? And I can pull things that'll tug heartstrings, and I know Sunchaser is never going to fail. She is going to be right there.
Yep.
I know when I put something shiny in front of Lemmy, Lemmy's going to grab it.
Yep.
And you grabbed it right as Druck said, don't grab it.
Yes, I did. Absolutely.
And you got the Coin of Chaos.
Yes.
Which is actually kind of a cool little item.
It's interesting.
So what it actually does...
Heads I kill things, tails they kill me.
Well, not necessarily kill, but it does maximum damage.
Yeah.
So whatever you wouldn't even have to roll before you actually make an attack roll. Before you actually make an attack roll, you flip the coin if you want to use it. Okay. If it comes up heads, you do maximum damage to your target, as much as you can possibly do.
Yep.
If you roll tails, though, it does the maximum amount of damage
To you.
To you.
Yes.
And you can use it 3 times.
Yep.
And you can't give it away.
Nope.
You can't lose it.
Nope.
You can't. It can't be pickpocketed from you. It can, but it just immediately returns to you. So, be interesting to see. At some point, Lemmy's going to use it.
At some point he will.
He's
There's
Lemmy.
no way not to. Although, we haven't played with the deck.
The deck of stuff.
We haven't played with it yet.
No.
No problems drawing from the deck of things. I have no problems with it
Well,
Yeah.
whatsoever.
this is labeled the deck of stuff.
Oh, it's different.
So, it's got cards just like a deck of many things. Only one card's ever been drawn from it. So,
Yep.
what do you think happens from here?
We're going to plan shit. We're going to fuck that up. We're going to plan more shit. We'll probably kill somebody. We might burn down the town.
Okay, so the typical ridiculous 6 plan that
Yeah.
you guys
Oh, yeah.
always do.
No, absolutely.
Well, why mess with something that works?
Dude, it works. You don't change the fucking recipe.
You can't argue with results.
Can't.
But you guys really have 2 separate paths that you can go down.
We do.
Main paths, right? You can do whatever you want, but 2 goals, and they're literally on opposite sides of the map.
There.
As far as which direction you guys want to go. So, any thoughts about which direction you guys may go?
We're going to go the wrong one.
Well, jeez, that's a given.
I mean, that's my prediction.
You
We
think
go the wrong one?
I have some stuff planned.
Yeah,
I have
no,
a
I
few
know.
things.
Yeah.
Just a couple. But I think we're pretty much running on the end of time here. So
Oh, we're past time.
Oh, well, but you know what? We get to make the rules. We can do what we're.
It's true.
So I'm going to say thank you again. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you get any kind of enjoyment out of this at all, like, subscribe. It'll still only every 2 weeks, at
Yep.
least in the foreseeable future.
Unless somebody starts paying us to do this.
Well,
Yeah.
fucking A.
That'd be cool.
But we've already proven, right, with an amazing ad copy for a fake product, that we'll hawk anybody's shit. We are not
Yeah.
proud. If you want your shit advertised, let us know, and we will promote that stuff.
I think next time don't write the copy yourself.
Well, okay. Well, I mean,
Let's see
it. Who said I wrote it? That was our fake sponsor that sent that in.
Yeah. No, totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
You know, if you go with us, you'll absolutely reach tens of people.
At least a half a dozen.
For sure. I mean, at the table, at least. Yeah.
There you go.
So, again, thank you. We appreciate it. Anybody that, enjoys this, you want to put some comments in, we do read those. And
Have any
we
questions?
respond to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything.
So, all right. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye, and we'll
Go play our
have
game.
somebody. Yep, absolutely. So, let's roll for some initiative, and
That's that.
that's it.